Shakim Shari. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. Let's get right into it. NVDA. Big earning pop yesterday. I spent yesterday afternoon in a few minutes before the earning, just before closing, trying to figure out where I can put my sell order after hour should there is a drop or a pop, right? And I cleaned up the chart, remove a lot of the lines, and I came up with this channel. And 1021 would have been the right price. So I rounded up to 1025. So I put it in order after hour at 1025, which is not that far above. I was aiming for the overshoot. And then, of course, I have buy order in all the way to the 100 MA, which is very wishful thinking, right? But I did. I had order in. I think the lowest order I had was 866, and then 831, 811, you name it. There was a bunch of orders that I put in. None will happen. But let me show you where this crazy. The problem with NVIDIA as far as TA is when the stock has run up so much in such a steep climb, it is hard to find any kind of TA that makes sense. Okay, so the first thing I did yesterday was I did this. This is easy. Okay, the bottom channel is easy. It's well defined except for the big ramp up, right? But it's there. It's lined up nicely with the 50 weekly moving average. Okay, and then I brought it up here. I duplicate the channel up here, and that kind of makes sense, right? Because you have something that came into the channel, hit the top range of the channel, came down, okay, and then of course it hit here, right? So that's how I came up with that hypothetical target for NVIDIA short term. And after hour yesterday, it almost got there. Okay, look. Well, it got there pretty much. Isn't that amazing? 1023. Wow, right? Wow. Okay, so you know, it's always surprised me, but then I'm not surprised on how the bots or the traders out there potentially see the same thing that I see. So no doubt the people that don't give a damn about TA, right, was buying. Right? And then the people that follow TA was selling. So yeah, it's don't ignore TA. I can't say enough that if you ignore TA, you overpay. You overpay or you undersell or whatever you want to call it. It's just fundamental matters. TA matters. Both. Okay, trying to use both. Anyhow, as far as NVIDIA, not much to do here. I put my order in to trim at 10. I will leave. Well, that order expired yesterday. That's how, I believe that's how E-Trade does it. I gotta check, but I believe extended order expire. And then I will just put it in order to trim at 1025. Right now it's 1012, 1013. So be it, okay? Leave it there. Nothing to do but let it run. Unless you get to 1025, then I will trim a little bit there. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of small biotech that I don't talk about often. First up is the disaster du jour. This news came out last night after 5 p.m. or around 5 p.m. So You can see the big drop below 50. It's gonna fall right through this. It's gonna fill the gap. Okay, I have position. I'm sure other people here have position. Okay, they price it at 51. They are offering, they are selling 500 million. The company is raising $500 million by selling shares pricing at 51. They price it right above the gap fill. It's not a magical number. It's not. Basically, management made a mistake here. For those that follow CYTK, part of this big pop was positive phase 3 result along with a buyout. There was a potential buyout by a bigger boy, right? And management make a mistake of asking too much. At the same time, they, I think, I get it why they want to sell for more, but at the same time, they could have issued more share. Here, all these small biotech need more cash to survive. That's just the nature of the game, and I'll talk about that shortly after this stop into the next one. But they make a mistake of not selling share for the next 3 or 4 months, okay? And then, of course, that buyout news, for those that follow CYTK, it was written and asked in the last 2 conference call, and management said there is no deal. Okay, remember that right here. This was a drop when they said there is no deal on the table. And then I believe they've been working on issuing more share to shore up the balance sheet of the company for the past couple of weeks. You don't come out with a deal. For those that understand how Wall Street works, you don't pick up a phone and call Goldman Sachs and say, hey, we'd like to issue share to raise $500 million to keep the company afloat for the next 3 years, and it get done next week. Okay, that's not how things work. Okay, it take time to get things going. It also take time to gather interest of who is willing to come in to absorb the share. All right, that's just, they always look for the institution to absorb the share, right? This is not like a public IPO where they're gonna open it up and let things happen, right? It's so those potential buyers are smart enough to say, well, we want minimum risk, maximum gain. Think about it. Think of what I just said. Think about you. Put yourself in the shoes of the big boys. Put yourself in the shoes of a potential big player that Wall Street, CYTK management come and said, would you want to invest in us now? We need X $100 million. Are you going to say, okay, why don't you price it at 60 something? I'm willing to pay 60 something. No, you will look at the chart, because you're not a moron. You're not a fundamental gobbledygook. You say, okay, price it around here. And of course, management will try to squeeze you. Oh, wow, that's too cheap, blah, 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 whatever. And they came up with some magical number of 51, okay? Because they want minimum risk, maximum gain. It is that simple. It's not, so for us, we got the wrong play. I personally have 300 shares. Yeah, so I will feel the $1,000 pain. Okay, well, more than that, $3,000 pain. Today, it is what it is. But would I buy down here? The answer is yes. So if you want to add share, the gap fill. The reward will come. We just have to wait. Okay, it is what it is. All right, let's go on to Viking. I've been watching and waiting for Viking. Okay, for those that don't know, they are the next in line for the weight loss drug. And here is another perfect example, like CYTK. They got the good news, all kind of buyout buzz, and they issue share already. They show up. They use this opportunity to show up the balance sheet. They didn't put all their eggs in one basket and said, "Oh, we're gonna get buy out by one of the bigger boy." Okay, so let's sit and wait. So this is an example of better management decision compared to CYTK, and it's coming down to potential area to buy. So if you want to put some money into VKTX, I don't think this is a bad spot. I think this is a good spot here. I mean, I have a buy order sitting at, you see this alert here? My buy order is at 60. So do what you wish. If you want to pay more at 63, $2 or $3, not a big deal. But for now, that's where my order is, at 60. I have order at 60, and I have order that I adjust once a week with the 100 MA rising. Okay, so sometime this weekend I will raise that order to like 55-ish. Okay, but yeah, that's VKTX. Two perfect example between two different management team as far as how to handle getting buyout and handle how to make sure that you get enough cash to survive. Last for today, MDGL. I sold, I got out. Okay, for those that remember, we buy down here. Okay, we bought a lot down here. Now we get out up there. Can this thing keep on running? It's possible, but I go with being safe. Okay, the last time it was here, well, the previous time it was here back in December, right? It battled, and then it came down. Okay, so this uptrend, channel low, is a good area to buy. And of course, it came down to the channel low, violated for a week, came back, checked back, came back in the week, run. Potentially, it can run. If you haven't sold yet and still have a few share, can it run to 326? Possibly. Why? Why do I think? If you want to be greedy, I'm not gonna get mad at you. You see the W pattern. It is a W pattern here. All right, and if you look at the measure move, it can get up there. It can get, for sure, it can get to the 52-week high. Okay, so it's possible, but given where the market is, I'd rather not take my chances. You notice when it blow up in March, that's when the overall market was also at the all-time high at that point. Right now the market is at the all-time high as well, correct? But the sector is not part of the run. It was more like the rotation outside of small biotech into big tech for this all-time high move. So right now the sector is not in favor of a big move. That's why I sell. That's how I concluded my decision to sell out this week. I don't see the same situation as we had back in March. That's all. But as far as TA wise, there is a potential move a lot higher if the market was favoring this sector. Okay, that's it. Be careful out there. We are near all-time high. Things can get ugly in a hurry. The VIX is way low. Okay, the VIX is flashing warning. Okay, before I go real quick, let's look at the VIX. Look, it is 52-week low. Oh my, okay. Is it a surprise that we're at the all-time high and the VIX is here? No, it's not. It's not coincident, okay? It's, as I said many times, the VIX is an indicator of buy above 20 and be caution below 13, okay? It's not a sell below 13. If it was a sell, if you sold from Christmas to March, you missed out on a huge run, right? But if you bought mid-April, you made a huge chunk too. So just be careful, okay? Right now it's flashing danger. Be careful. Don't chase the green, okay? That's what it's saying.